So you have clicked on this video because you're looking for a little bit of weight loss advice, right? Well, after my own weight loss journey, if I had to start again, here are 5 things that I would focus on. Hello and welcome to the channel. If this is a completely new video that you haven't seen before, my name is Kieran and I am an online weight loss coach. And a few years ago, I weighed 160 kilograms. And after a weight loss journey that took 5 years, I managed to lose nearly half of my body weight. So there is no better place to learn a bit of weight loss advice than from someone who has done it himself. Now, to disclose, I do not hold a PT qualification. However, I think I hold something more valuable. I have experience in your position. So in my opinion, there is no better person to get weight loss advice from than someone who has done it. Someone who has been through the struggle like you. So my tip number 1 for losing my first 20 kilograms if I had to start again is I would stop trying to be perfect. Perfection gets you nowhere, folks. And believe me, I've been there and I've done it. Trying to go off boring meals to get as much weight off as possible isn't going to work. Your mind needs to switch this process from I need to lose weight as quick as possible to I need a complete lifestyle change, because that's all it is. Weight loss isn't a temporary fix, it's a lifestyle change. So instead of focusing on being perfect from day dot, I would focus on changing small habits throughout my day. Habits that will barely feel noticeable, but place my life on a completely different trajectory. If you try and live a perfect diet, you will quit within about 3 weeks. You need something sustainable and enjoyable. So stop trying to be perfect. Get a plan that has room for error. Involve treats in your diet, because that is what shows real results and separates people who do this long term to quitters. Don't be a quitter. So my tip number 2 would be to walk every day. So here's a good way of putting this out for you. If you live within walking distance to school or work, why are you driving? You should walk there instead. It saves you petrol, which saves you money, and it gets your steps in. Like, you'd be a complete idiot not to even think about that. And this is actually something that I've started doing myself in the last few months, and it's completely accelerated my progress myself. You don't need intense cardio to lose fat. That's a myth. The only movement you really need to lose fat is walking. And the only reason you should be going to the gym is to improve cardio and strength, not to burn calories. The thing that most people don't understand is that your body burns most of your calories for you. It's called your BMR, or your basal metabolic rate. These are just calories used to keep your system going, to keep you breathing, to keep blood flowing. You also burn calories by digesting food. Your body burns off 20% of the protein that you actually eat, and the rest of it, your body does naturally burn off a lot of calories just to digest food. So in effect, some of the food you eat burns itself off just by going through your system. You also burn more calories by sleeping. So your effort shouldn't be to burn more calories. It should be to generally improve the health of your heart. And if you do want to burn that extra 100 to 300 calories, get 10,000 steps. Game changer. Now, in regards to strength training, if you want to lose fat and build muscle at the same time, then you do still need to hit that calorie deficit, but you also want to increase your protein and lift weights. Because yes, losing fat and seeing the scales drop pretty quickly is very satisfying. But if you just do this forever, you will end up not feeling very good about how you look. You might get a little bit skinny fat, so a good way of combating this is by lifting weights. And also, because weight loss doesn't last forever, you do need something to take over once you've done it. So lifting weights is a very good way of doing this, and it really improves your mental health as well. Now, my tip number 3, and this is the most obvious one, is to track your calories. You should not be guessing anything, because the reality is when you do guess your calories, you end up going way over the amount of calories that you should be having. So you need to simply just plan ahead with your meals. Meal prep. Meal prep is one of the best decisions I have made on my weight loss journey. If not, the best decision, because it's all done for you. You don't need to go to Tesco before you go to work to grab a meal deal. You just bring your pot to work with you because it's already been done. All it takes is literally an hour of your Sunday, and the rest of the week you're sorted. Chuck them in the freezer so they don't go off throughout the week, and job done. All you gotta do is just slap it in the microwave. This will remove bad decisions caused by hunger, because as human beings, when we're hungry, we naturally eat more than when we're not. So if you wait until you are starving to eat and you don't plan ahead, you will blow over your calories. And what happens then? The scales go up, which is not what we want. Now, this rolls on to tip number 4, which is to focus on protein. Protein is the growth and repair system for your muscles, which means that when you work hard in the gym, afterwards your muscle fibers break apart, the protein helps rebuild the muscle and this will make it grow over time. And also, protein makes you feel more full throughout the day, and it burns the most amount of calories just to digest it. So definitely prioritize it. Personally, protein is the only macronutrient I have ever tracked on my journey. Now, having fats is very important because it will improve hormones, so you'll keep everything flowing through your system normally. But the reality is, if you're eating a high protein diet with things like chicken and eggs and sardines maybe, you are most likely hitting that fat target anyway. So personally, I don't track it. And the myth with carbs making you fat is that a myth. All that carbs do is increase your performance, especially in the gym, and they do hold on to a little bit of water. Now, what's the recommendation for calories and protein? For calories, you need to eat in a calorie deficit of 500 calories below your maintenance. So say, for example, if it takes 3,000 calories for me to maintain my weight, I should be eating 500 calories less of that. In regards to how much protein I should be having, as a male, it should be about 2 grams per kilo of body weight. And if you're a female, between 0.6 and 0.8 grams of protein per kilo of body weight. And then that leads on to my final tip, tip number 5, which is to stop restarting every Monday. If you have a bad week or a bad day, don't quit and just say, I'll start again next week. Just get back onto it the next day. Because here's the reality. Say if you blow over your calories by about 1,500, that's only going to set you back about 3 days. 3 days, that's literally nothing. But most people will blow over their calories and think, you know what, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. Or, I'll start again Monday. And they'll say this on the Tuesday. So you're going to wait a whole week just to start your journey again? Waste of time, mate. Here's the important thing about getting yourself into good physical shape. The version of you that looks after their physical health will do 10 times better in anything than the version of you who didn't look after their physical health. You can work so much harder throughout the day without burning out. So don't restart, don't aim for anything perfect, just keep it going. And if you have a bad day, so what? I have had so many bad days on my weight loss journey, and so many times where I felt like quitting because of it. But the reality is, it doesn't really matter. Just get back onto it the next day. Now, if you want to lose your first 10 to 30 kilograms using my simple 3-step system, click the link in the description below, and then we can talk about that. Because weight loss isn't necessarily what you might hear online. It isn't about going on these 4 AM runs. It's not about completely cutting your calories or cutting your carbs down to micro numbers. It's about simple habits, and I will build these habits for you. Trust me, I have made so many mistakes on my weight loss journey so that you don't have to. And my 3-step system is aimed at beginners, restarters, and overthinkers. So if you identify as one of them, what are you doing? Click the link. But in the general, and what I want you to take from this video, if you're overweight and a bit overwhelmed because of it, remember, you don't need a perfect plan. You need a plan that you can stick to, one that you will enjoy. But anyways, I reply to every comment and DM. So any questions, just drop me a message. But if you've enjoyed this video and found it helpful, then I'd appreciate a like and subscribe and a comment below about your weight loss journey. Tell me about what you've done, or tell me about the mistakes you've made, because this can potentially change somebody's life. Now, I post regular vlogs and tips about weight loss, so make sure you click the bell so that you're notified for future videos of mine. So keep grinding, keep working hard, and one day you're going to be so proud of that decision and the hard work that you have done. And I'll catch you later. Have a nice one.